You're finally here, researcher! Check out the fruits of my latest and greatest research on Aurora Industries. It took 3 days of non-stop work, but it's finally done.
Actually, she just rummaged through the old box and gathered all the intel from Wednesday. Gray Fox had always been urging her to organize it, but she kept putting it off until now.
Absolutely! I fed all the intel from these reports, plus Aurora Industries' public market data, into Gray Fox's decryption terminal. And the AI has already pinpointed several possible hideouts for Gray Fox. Unfortunately, since all this intel was gathered in the past, we can only narrow it down to a few buildings and manufacturing plants under Aurora Industries, as well as some of Lucius's private properties. The rest is up to Officer Roslyn, our guardian angel whose courage, incredible acting, and commitment to justice have empowered her to continue our righteous fight against Chief Wells and his tyranny.
Well, that introduction was super long. In short, I fibbed to Wells that my zeal to nab the thief led me to mess with his plans. That tale earned me a suspension pending investigation, but it gave me ample time to shadow him. I know exactly what you're thinking, but the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. Anka and I have agreed on a secret code, and she can see my location in real time whenever she wants. If anything happens to me, she'll know where to find me.
Our secret code is Siga, 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 Siga.
I've already sent Anka the location Wells often visits when off duty. Hopefully these will help you rescue Gray Fox. Wells is in a meeting with some of Asperia's government officials today. I plan to slip into his office to gather some crucial evidence. Anka, watch your backs out there, and best of luck.
Okay, let's go.
Here's the information Roslyn gave me earlier. If you put it all together, there are only 3 places left to investigate. A private villa in Dandelion Coast, an Aurora Industries production plant in Linglong Industrial Park, and an unfinished building in Azure Coast.
We don't have time to investigate all 3 of them. If we want to maximize our chances of saving Gray Fox, we'll have to split up and search. Ace and I will take Azure Coast. You should be pretty familiar with Linglong Industrial Park, researcher. Why don't you and Meryl handle that area?
Actually, through my Hycros connections, I recently discovered that the building in Azure Coast is actually another secret Omnium research center by Aurora Industries.
So Lucius is keeping a huge secret somewhere in that building, and it's most likely connected to Gray Fox. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes.
Then again, we'd be wasting a lot of time if we didn't find her there. Maybe it's better if we cover more ground first?
Researcher is right. To the Public Security Bureau, you're nothing but a group of uncontrollable fugitives. Without me here, they would stop at nothing to hunt down and arrest you all.
Such a hassle. Let's all just head to that coast then.
Is this the place? It's so quiet. I don't think anyone's been here for a long time. Do you really think we'll find Gray Fox here?
It seems there are two entrances here. One at the front and one at the back. Should we pair up?
Yes, I think we can cover more ground that way. I'll go with Researcher.
And since when did we put you in charge?
You're the one who suggested splitting up in the first place.
Hey, boss. Don't you want to team up with me anymore? Or are you ditching me for the new Researcher?
Anka, once we save Gray Fox, I'll make sure she knows every single thing you've been up to. Every bit of it.
No, wait! Researcher, help me out here! I don't want Gray Fox to chew me out when she's back. Hey, boss, wait up! I don't have a motorcycle!
Check this out. It looks like something or someone was dragged along the ground over here. It's too early to say for sure. Let's just see where the trail leads. Step aside. I know a way to get through. Go take cover. Leave these droids to me. I didn't expect your combat skills to be so sharp, perfectly covering my blind spots. Are you really just a researcher? You're much different than I imagined. Only what I found in your Hycros personnel files. Your past mentors say you're a talented researcher, but often overlook social interactions due to your reserved nature and dedication to research. But the researcher I know is decisive, resilient, and composed under pressure, executing tasks efficiently and never lagging behind. That's because I do. Tell me, what could have happened in such a short amount of time to change you so much? Ever since I came into contact with Wednesday, I've experienced all sorts of things on a regular basis that I never would have encountered in the lab. Maybe that's what made me change so much? I understand that. Major life changes often lead to shifts in personality. And you've certainly faced your share of them since arriving in Asperia. Like falling into a coma or being kidnapped. Now that you mention it, those events feel like they happened ages ago. Honestly, they weren't that big of a deal, so I wouldn't dwell on them. Besides, I never would have met you if they hadn't happened, right? Even a small shift in perspective can help us understand other people a lot better. After my wandering days came to an end and I returned to Hycros, I said something similar to Helena, who cared about me deeply. I'm sure she felt the same way then. You're only comforting me because you don't want me to worry so much about you. That's why you pretend nothing happened, and even make jokes about your painful past to show me how strong you are. Professor Helena told me about you, the daughter of the Lysaccia family, who became an orphan overnight, wandering throughout the country while searching for your missing brother. That must have been tough. I didn't expect her to tell you so much about me. She must trust you a lot. Honestly, I can hardly remember my wandering days, or the person I was back then. But losing my brother, that pain, that desperate feeling, I can never forget that. I completely understand. I too lost someone important, and my quest to find her brought me here. I can barely remember who I was when I started this journey. It's like you said, it's impossible not to change after so many experiences. But I think change isn't necessarily bad. Without those experiences, I wouldn't have met so many friends or become who I am today. I know you will, so don't worry too much. I'm sure today's mission will be a success, and Grey Fox will be back with you soon enough. Finding her won't be easy, but the happiness of reuniting will be worth it. The breakthrough Lucius mentioned is most likely File 049. He mistook it for Hycros' research and wants to claim it as his own to help Aurora Industries surpass its competitors. But who exactly is this Asurata guy? Is he really that influential? He must be if someone like Lucius has no choice but to bow his head and ask for his help. The so-called Todd family sounds pretty intimidating too. He's the CEO of Auth Inc., as well as the next in line to lead the Todd family. What? You don't even know basic history? In 2547, the distant beacon encountered an accident midair, forcing the Federation to sacrifice part of the ship's cargo to make a safe emergency landing. This ensured everyone's safety, but led to subsequent material shortages. In order to maintain social order and establish Ida as quickly as possible, the Federation partnered closely with a number of influential families whose fortunes were built on interstellar travel. Let me guess. The Lysaccia and Todd families were among them, right? Correct. My family believes that technology is humanity's guiding light into the future. That's why we invested in cutting-edge technology, including Hykros. The Todd family, however, believes that information rules everything. Many details surrounding the Todd family prior to the age of interstellar travel are difficult to verify. All I can say is that before coming to Ida and establishing themselves as a media giant, the Todd family made their fortune through espionage and trading secrets on the human homeworld. Whether it's espionage, underground deals, or the movement of funds, the Todd family's presence can be felt wherever connections, intel, and money are involved. They're a family of genius entrepreneurs, and their network even extends into the Federation itself. So what's this big job Acerata is doing for Lucius? We'll have to keep digging if we want to find out. This document. It's related to File 049's transfer from the Federation Nexus to Asperia. It seems Lucius had been plotting to steal it for a while. I wonder how he managed to get it. You don't need to tell me about Hykros or what they're up to. Now that the Lysaccia family is gone, I'm just a Federation investigator now. But aren't you even a little curious about what's in this file? Lucius wouldn't have gone to such lengths to steal it if he didn't think it contained cutting-edge Omnium research. What would it matter if I knew? I'm not a member of the Todd family. I don't know how to exploit valuable information for profit or power. As far as I'm concerned, they're nothing but parasites with an obsession for money and power. Though they weren't directly involved in the Lysaccia family's destruction, they definitely contributed to it, and even benefited greatly from it. He was still just a student when it all happened, so he had nothing to do with my family's downfall. But Tepin Todd, his father and the true head of the Todd family, is another story. Tepin is an extremely cunning and profiteering man who knows how to maximize his interests while ensuring his own security. When the Lysaccia family was destroyed, he was able to convince the court that he was innocent of any wrongdoing. He wasn't directly involved, so I can't use legal means for revenge. Confronting him would only threaten the life Victor and I have now. But one way or another, he's going to pay for that.
We're over here, researcher. We found a series of emails from Lucius asking the whereabouts of File 049, transfer records of the notary company to suppress trending online searches, and procurement records for the construction of a hidden Omnium research lab in this building. It's funny because the trending news was exaggerated by witnesses. They said that Wednesday sent over a dozen people to rob Aurora Industries, yet Lucius paid 10 million Norn just to cover it up.
It's Rosalind, researcher. I just lost sight of her location.
Lost sight of her? She said she was going to search Wells's office earlier, didn't she?
Yes, and 10 minutes ago, I could still see her position inside the Public Security Bureau, but it just suddenly disappeared. I tried rebooting it a bunch of times, but the signal and location data seems fine. Rosalind's signal is the only one missing, and she's not responding to any of my messages. Oh, what should I do?
Stop panicking, Anka. It could just be a problem with her locator or the signal in the bureau. Just be patient.
Anka, Nola, listen. Go find Rosalind now. If she's in danger, call the Fang Gang for help. If she's safe, help her continue searching Wells's office for clues.
But what about Gray Fox?
Meryl and I can handle things here. By the time you get to the Bureau, we'll be finished. In any case, there's no reason for either of you to come back.
I agree with researcher, but I'm not leaving until Gray Fox is rescued. I'm leaving Rosalind in your hands, Anka. Take this badge and show it to Gunpowder of the Fang Gang, and he'll do whatever he can to help.
Boss, I understand. I'm off to look for Rosalind now, so the rest of you better stay safe.
What's that noise?
It sounds like someone's banging on the door. Could it be Gray Fox? He was Aurora's previous chief scientist. Richard took over after his resignation. He must have had his doubts about the origins of File 049, so he resigned out of fear.
In other words, if this Simon person is still alive, he can serve as a witness to implicate Lucius for stealing File 049 and conducting illegal Omnium research. Something about this is a little strange, though.
How so?
Don't you think everything has gone way too smoothly for us so far? Now that you mention it, it does feel that way. The only resistance we encountered was a few droids, and they were easy enough to take down. You'd think they would have better security for an illegal Omnium lab, but getting in here was even easier than infiltrating the Aurora Experimental Center.
Maybe Aurora Industries didn't expect us to find this place?
It's not just that. Those strange footprints led us all the way here, and these documents are powerful evidence that directly proves Lucius stole File 049 and conducted illegal Omnium experiments. How should I put it? It feels like an invisible hand has been deliberately placing everything we need right in front of us.
When you put it that way, it does feel odd.
Hey Nola, I remember you saying that the media exaggerated our break-in of the Aurora Experimental Center, blowing it up to say there were over a dozen people involved, right?
Yeah, we broke in all right, but the process was grossly exaggerated.
A scenario in which old allies are eliminated, new enemies are defeated, and a bright future is brought into clear sight. The only person who stands to win here is Wells. Could it be... What do you mean about Wells?
Researcher, what exactly are you talking about?
I'm worried that Wells was only pretending to buy into Rosalind's act, and that he used her to lure us out here. If so, Wells has most likely captured her already. Wells probably wants to eliminate all his problems, whether it's us or Lucius. That's why he went through so much trouble to set this up and used Grey Fox to lure us here.
We've come this far. Even if it is a trap, we have to try. As long as there's even the slightest chance of rescuing Grey Fox, I won't give up.
I'm going too. If this whole thing really is a trap laid by Wells, then I'm your only shot at survival.
Thank you.
What's this?
It's just like what we saw back at Shooter Electronics. Wait, no it's not. I'm sensing a completely different pressure from this guy.
Locate his weak point at all.
If we don't deal with him now, we'll never be able to find Grey Fox. But he's way tougher than the last one.
All right. Can you hear me, Plotty?
I hear you. Did you make it?
I did. I found an omnium reactor in the surface layer and used the terminal there to locate another data singularity and enter the network. My guess was right. There must be some connection between the omnium reactors in the surface layer and the data singularities.
Well done. Now all we have to do is thoroughly research your new discovery. But right now, you have something much more important to do. The area of the foundational layer you're currently in is under attack by a large number of viruses. They're about to take over the control tower, so please clear them out as soon as possible.
Okay.
The viruses in the foundational layer are definitely the root cause of the aberrations in the surface layer. But to be safe, I suggest you use the control tower to repair the system before leaving.
But I didn't use the control tower last time. It was Shirley, or rather Void Piercer, who used it, but I'm not exactly sure what they did.
Control towers are used to modify or maintain the network system functions, but improper modifications can sometimes damage it. If you want to know what she did last time, you'll have to ask her.
Got it.
Go to the control tower. I'll teach you how to input the system repair command. Relax. Just follow my instructions and input the commands into the panel.
I'm here, boss! What kind of monster is this? Huh?
Don't let any of them get away.
Yes!
Well,
Rush, what are you doing?
no, you can't die yet, Wells. I still have so much to ask you.
Roslyn, you'll find everything in the secret room of my office. I failed your father. But worse,
I've got the evidence.
I failed
All I
you.
need now is your statement. You can't die now, Wells. I still need...
Forgive me. I was so blinded by power.
Researcher? I didn't see you when I came in. Yeah, it's a total mess. Everything happened so fast. Phew. Thank goodness you're okay. I was so worried about you when I saw the arrest warrant. Tell me, are you actually a member of Wednesday now? Or were you kidnapped?
No, it's not like that. Aurora Industries. They wanted to get some Omnium technology secrets out of me, but I refused, so they framed me. I'm totally innocent.
I see you've had it rough. I get it, don't worry. Honestly, these last few days have been the scariest of my life. Don't get me started. I almost got suspended for helping Roslyn. I thought she was trying to catch Wednesday to get her job back, but she ended up rescuing them.
Wait, you didn't report her to Wells, did you?
Of course not. I'm a proper officer of the Public Security Bureau. I kept quiet, assessed the situation calmly, and began my own investigation before making any conclusions. I'm still not done investigating, just so you know. After I got assigned to this operation today, I received a distress call from Anka. She said someone from the Fang Gang discovered that Wells had Roslyn locked away in the hospital.
What?
I never got to ask the chief, and now I never will. I guess the chief knew Roslyn suspected him but couldn't kill her like he did Wednesday. So he faked a psychological disorder for Roslyn and had her locked in the hospital. A psychiatrist I caught earlier told me how they torture their victims that way. When I joined the force, I never thought I'd end up teaming with the suspended special officer, a notorious criminal group, and the famous Fang Gang of Esperia to bring down my own chief. What a nightmare. But when this is all over, at least I can say I was a brave and just officer of the law who upheld the vow I made at the academy.
Anka, why are you and Roslyn here? Didn't I tell you to look for Grey Fox somewhere else?
Because Roslyn found a lot of evidence against Wells in his office. Like the weapon used to murder her father, the gun that once belonged to him but went missing years ago. It was in Wells's private safe all along. He's been lying to Roslyn for years and years. Same thing this time. Wells never trusted her and knew she'd eventually follow him. So he used her to lure us into a trap and pit us against that maniac Lucius. He even lied about that meeting he supposedly went to. That was just to bait her into entering his office so he could capture her and send her to the hospital. So as soon as Roslyn was safe, the two of us rushed over here to rescue you. Otherwise, Wells's plan of evil masterminds killed by a monster and Ambassador of Justice Wells saves the day might have succeeded. So did you guys find Grey Fox?
No, nothing. Despite the chaos, we didn't find any hidden doors, secret rooms, or passages. Grey Fox must be somewhere else.
Don't lose hope yet. I asked Gunpowder to check other places where Grey Fox might be held, and he just sent me a message. Maybe he found something. No luck. Gunpowder says he checked every corner and asked around, but there's no sign of Grey Fox.
Weren't you just telling me not to lose hope yet? Don't start giving up now. According to you, she's supposed to be really tough, right?
That's right. She's the daughter of Tep and Todd, the wealthy president of Oth Inc. And Aserata Todd, the Oth Inc. executive who always appears before the media, is her older brother.
Then I'm sure Grey Fox is fine. The Todd family is extremely well established, and even Lucius fears and respects them. There's no way he would have done anything to put her in real danger. Besides, it's possible the Todd family has already found her.
But if she's okay, then why hasn't she contacted me yet? I've sent her hundreds of messages, but still no reply. It's so frustrating. I can't just sit here and do nothing. I have to think of something. Come on, Anka, think! This isn't working. I haven't slept in 3 days, so I can't even think straight right now. Maybe I'll come up with something after a good night's sleep.
Hey Meryl, did you find the rest of File 049? No, just a few fragments of it. I think most of it was damaged during the fight just now. But if I gather as much of them as possible, I can hand them over to the Federation along with Lucius, and that should be enough. Given his current condition, The only option is to take him to the hospital for treatment and interrogate him once he wakes up. After that, I'll shift the focus of my investigation to his relationship with Wells. Thankfully, Anka saved me a lot of trouble by gathering enough evidence and information related to Aurora Industries. However, I'll still need the Public Security Bureau's help for the next part of my investigation. Officer Roslin, I know things must be difficult for you right now, but there's still a lot of work to be done, and I'll need your help to do it.
Sorry, Agent Merrill, but I'm still suspended pending an investigation into my previous actions. You'd better ask Carol for help.
I can put in an urgent request to have you reinstated as a special officer, for the sake of aiding my investigation and cleaning things up here.
You can't give up, Roslyn. You're the most responsible, determined, and righteous cop in all of Asperia. Maybe even all of Ida. Besides, you still haven't brought me to justice, remember? Who said anything about giving up? Attention, all officers of the Public Security Bureau. Under Agent Merrill's orders, I have been temporarily reinstated as a special officer and assume full command of this crime scene. President Lucius is suspected of conducting illegal omnium experiments and bribing government officials. However, due to his unconscious state, he must first be transported to the hospital for medical treatment. Regarding Wells Kudrow, former chief of police for the Asperia Public Security Bureau, prior to his death, he was suspected of accepting bribes, murdering Officer Lockard, his predecessor, and several other crimes. Have our forensic doctors retrieve his body as soon as possible. As for the members of Wednesday, Nola and Anka are suspected of kidnapping a Kylo researcher, stealing from Aurora Industries, and other crimes. However, they voluntarily surrendered themselves to me and later assisted in exposing the crimes of Chief Wells. As such, they are to be temporarily detained for further question. Kylo researcher, as a suspected accomplice in Wednesday's crimes, you will also be detained for questioning.
Me? So no one is safe now, huh?
Don't worry, everyone. I'm sure Officer Roslin, our righteous and merciful friend, will show us a little more